Number that we did last time was 8, 18,
21,
21,
32.
and 32.
And you just calibrated the hair check.
And I need you to hold this for me.
Okay.
And each one of them.
Each box is 1 cubic centimeter. And right now, Saboon is moving the hair out of the way, or she's moving the hair into the box, and any hair that's not within the box, she's pushing out. And what she will do is place the device on top of the hair to calculate the total density within the square centimeter. And that what's the reading? 72. That reading determines if he's improving, if it's getting worse, if he's stable. What it does is it measures both density and diameter, so number of hairs as well as the thickness of the hair. What hair tends to do over time is it miniaturizes, so it becomes weaker and weaker, and there's less, and there can also be less hairs per graft. 115, that is very high. He's showing 0 signs of loss in the top. What's his current number?
65.
Fantastic. All right, Jude, if you'll rotate and turn around, I'll have her get a different angle. Was it 90?
90.
Wow.
Hi, Jude.
Hey,
Have some
how you
fun.
doing? Nice to meet you.
Let's go back there. We're ready for you.
Okay.
Okay. Do you need to use the restroom or anything?
Oh, no, I'm good. Maybe we can see if we can look at it, a little touch up. A little touch up on There is the left side. The little light up.
Okay, I see.
And just like the beard on the left side, we got a couple of those spots, a little thin.
Okay, so that's why you grew it out for me, huh?
Yes, sir.
There's probably your best solution.
Figure I have someone here that you can maybe use.
You scatter around.
Okay, let's see.
All right, so you're about a little less than a finger breadth from your ear. So this side's, you got kind of a skinny sideburn.
Yeah.
You're about 1.5 centimeters out. Okay. Close. You want to just kind of fill this area in. 1.32. Alright, so you just want to fill, you don't need much there.
Okay.
Now the more you get up into here, that becomes more like head hair.
Right.
And the lower you go, it's more like beard hair.
Okay.
So I gotta look at the quality of the hair in each spot.
Gotcha.
And try to match it.
Okay.
So in other words, I might take a little bit of this and I also might use a little bit of head hair.
Okay.
Now beard hair, sometimes you'll get 2 hair groupings in a beard. People with real thick beards will have a lot of 2s.
Okay.
Rarely 3s. Okay? So I think we can use that to our advantage if we need to, but I just soon pull this.
Okay.
That trim, and then you want a little bit more fullness here, right?
Yes, sir.
You're giving up on trying to go lower, which is not a great idea. You always got the potential. How's our hair check looking? But it's starting to go back here a little bit. Okay? I can tell because your donor area is a 90 back here. Even after all those procedures, you're still a 90 in here. But this crown's already at 65.
Okay.
So, you know, you can't see it yet. It'll probably have to get below 40 before you have a thin spot there, but it's starting to go.
Okay.
So we need to get you on something to help maintain it. That's really, I mean, you're trying to stay young, right?
Right.
Or you want to get old?
Well, I mean,
You
that's
wanna
what to keep
look
my
old?
hair.
You want to get your hair? If you lose your hair, you're going to look old.
Right.
But we're going to try to help you keep young. So we got to get you on something to help maintain it.
Okay.
Even if it's a regenerative program, it can be cell-based therapy, it can be pharmaceuticals. There's a lot of things we can do. Okay?
Okay.
Great. We'll keep moving.
Woo! Let's take out the
Alright.
cans.
That's good.
No, from
That's
somewhere.
You don't like the cans? We're not
Oh, we're not,
sponsors of Coca-Cola,
yeah.
Diet Coke.
Yeah, we're not.
Commercial.
Cheers.
Yeah, we're not.
We just opened up a can
This
of
will
happiness.
get you a full head of hair. I promise.
The magic you're just rubbing in your scalp every day.
Next thing you know, Diet Coke's like, pew, pew, pew. They call me, hey, would you like to come see us? Whoa, what happened? Man, our sales went through the roof. Talk about, they got our hair back or something. What happened? Hey, I ain't saying nothing. We selling.
Well, good deal. Well, Jude, welcome back to the show. I know it's been a while since we've had you. What have you been up to over the past couple of years?
Man, just trying to stay out of trouble.
Staying out of trouble, working the Mississippi still?
That's right. Working very hard to, take care of a 60-year-old who likes money all the time.
I hear you're going to pick up a new Hellcat, right?
No, that is not right. More like a Toyota Corolla, maybe used.
Nice.
No, everything's good, man. Everything's good.
Good, man.
What about you?
Oh, yeah. Well, wheeling and dealing hair, trying to
Good.
change lives one day at a time.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I like to hear.
Yeah. I know hair's played a major impact in your life, and it's been a while since we had you on the show. Just wanted to do a little recap on your history before we get into anything. Can you tell us a little bit about your journey? Where you started from?
So I started losing hair in my early 20s, and I was looking for different options and ran out of options. I tried shampoos, vitamins, stuff like that, and then nothing was working, and I was still losing hair, and I had a dermatologist try to help me, and finally came to the point to where I needed a hair transplant, so I started doing research to try to go to that next step and take care of it.
Well, did you do a lot of research? How long were you looking into it?
Man, I did research at least, I would say, over a year.
Oh, wow.
Maybe 2 years.
That's a good period of time.
Watching YouTube videos, watching videos all over the place, just looking up stuff, looking up research about it, and seeing the FUE and the FUT. And I wasn't really interested in that FUT one where they put the big scar because, I know my hair looks like I got a helmet right now, but I like my hair short on the sides and the back.
Right. Right. Well, depending on the FUE scar, but I know haven't you rocked a fade in the past, like real tight?
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh yeah. I can cut my hair on a 1.
Oh wow.
Even in my donut area.
Wow.
And you can't see the scars. Now I do have a pretty thick donut area.
Right.
So, but I would say a 2, 3. I mean, you can't even see nothing. And I told my barber actually to shave my head on a 1, and she's sitting there looking through it, and it's so short, and she's like, you can't really see because it just blends in because the scars are so small. Now the FUT, that looks like, to me, I call it the smiley face.
Yeah, right.
It goes from what, ear to ear or something
I
like
call
that?
it the Joker. You ever seen the Joker smile?
Yeah.
You know how I got these scars?
Yeah.
Like,
Why so serious?
yeah.
Well, right here.
Yeah, that's what I'm serious. But going back to years of research led you down the route of a transplant. I know it wasn't with us. Can you tell me a little bit about the results, what you saw after your first session?
So after doing a bunch of research, I found a doctor in Florida, and kept in touch with him. Did a Zoom video with him. He said I needed about 1,500 grafts because I was losing in the front, just the front, not in the back.
Mm-hmm.
And he pretty much told me, "Oh yeah, man, about 1,500 grafts." I was like, "All right, cool." And we went over options and other hair options and stuff. And pretty much he said the FUE would be, the choice because I like my hair short on the sides.
Right.
Now, unfortunately, it didn't work. I had, I think, actually 1,700 grafts, and it didn't work.
And had he performed a ton of FUE cases at the time?
He has. From what I understand, he's a known doctor.
Right. I guess he was recommended. So what? I mean, I know when we looked at your case, one of the reasons we thought that the yield wasn't there because we know the physician, and we were both surprised, right?
Yes.
Yeah. You were just one of those complicated cases, and where if you don't have a ton of experience, or not, if you don't have as much experience, you might not know how to tackle the situation.
Right.
I think what we labeled as a high transection rate, and
Yes.
the reason was he wasn't going deep enough to get your grafts. You have really deep roots. That's probably why it's so thick.
Yeah, maybe so. But
It was
unfortunately,
a lot down there.
yeah, it was like a blessing and then not a blessing at the same time, But I met Dr. Cole. Afterwards, I would say probably another year.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, now you got to understand I was really down in the dumps.
Mm-hmm.
Going through hair loss is bad in itself. People who are going through it know. But going through it and then having a procedure done and it didn't work, that just drops you in the dumps. Afterwards, one day I just decided to look on YouTube again. It took a long time. And I found Dr. Cole, and he was talking about the FUT scars, and I just got really interested on how he was explaining in detail about what he does at his clinic.
Oh, I think you have an interesting story from one of those YouTube videos alone. Somehow you found his number on that YouTube video and got him direct, huh?
I did. I thought I was going to get the office number, and it was him direct. I was like, and I think it was on a Sunday afternoon.
Right.
And he's like, "Oh, man, I'm just walking around the yard, just doing some yard work." I'm like, "Oh, Dr. Cole, I can call you back tomorrow morning." "Oh, no, just tell me what's going on, man." And I started, just kind of talking to him about my story. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, this guy's, he's probably like, I deal with hair every day, another case. But he was actually very interested because when I told him it didn't work, it like, I don't know, like a light lit up or something. He was like, "Well, I'm very curious about what's going on or why it didn't work." Because I know this doctor.
He's like, "Ooh, a challenge."
I guess so.
Finally.
Right. He's like, "Oh, competition. There we go."
Yeah, he loves just doing the impossible if he can. He's not a magician, but if there's a tricky case, we got something great coming out with alopecia areata where it's almost common impossible to turn around, and we completely reversed it.
Oh,
so that's coming
awesome.
down the pipeline.
That's awesome.
Untreatable to treatable. But we
Yeah.
caught it early. So that could have played a vital role. But I think it's going to be a game changer. That's awesome.
But switching gears, man, you found Dr. Cole. You somehow got over the initial. There's a lot of guys who go through your situation. They don't make their first decision isn't always the best decision, and it's very hard for them to make another commitment. But somehow you managed to overcome that hurdle. You had the procedure. How was the overall experience?
It wasn't bad at all. I mean, it took about 10 hours. I mean, only really it's not really bad about it because you're so excited. And it took a long time, but I mean, it all depends how many grafts you need. You know that. It took about 10 hours, but besides being in a chair and my legs went numb, that's about it. It wasn't that bad. I didn't think it was bad at all. Afterwards, it was just the swelling from, I guess, just the fluids and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. After 3 days, it was all gone. Nice. And then, I wear a hard hat for work, and I would say after 2 weeks, I could put my hard hat back on. I took a little bit longer off of work just so everything can kind of grow back, but yeah, it was pretty good. I don't think the experience was really bad at all. It was just you being a little tired because it took so long, but at the same time, you're so excited. I mean, you're like, I'm tired, but I'm getting a full head of hair, or you're gonna get hair, But yeah, I thought it wasn't really a bad experience. What happens is people go and see the videos and they see the devices and the cameras right on the person's head, mm-hmm. where it's bleeding and stuff like that, and it's like, oh, and it scares a lot of people. But you can understand that. I mean, that thing's so small, it's just little bitty dots, But
did you see much blood during your operation or anything of that nature?
No, I didn't.
I did a pretty good job of not letting you see what's happening in the trunk.
Yeah, I really didn't know what was going on. I was watching TV. I was watching TV, just letting them do that thing. They would, and everybody was professional, and it went really smooth. Like I don't remember anything going bad. If I had to go to the bathroom, I got up, went to the bathroom. They got me lunch, had some snacks, stuff like that. I mean, I was comfortable.
Nice. You were cognitively aware, no sedatives, nothing.
I was totally aware.
Yeah.
The only thing was the numbing stuff they put along the hairline. Or, well, for me, Dr. Cole had to put it here because for some reason my body was eating it up, but it's different. Everybody's different.
Well, you're a pretty healthy guy. You look like you work out, burn it pretty quick. I bet you're bleeding too.
Yeah, probably was. I'm sure I was, but they kept it off of me. I didn't know. But you just really, I was very excited. It's so many emotions. You're like, I can't believe I'm here. I'm finally doing this because it's a big commitment, but it's a big decision.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, it's a big decision, and I mean, just before you started exploring hair loss, I mean, how was it affecting your life?
Not to be vain or anything like that, but man, anybody who's dealing with hair loss, any man or female, but in my case, obviously a man, but it's just my confidence was really, really low. The more I lost, the lower it got.
Yeah. Well, how did it affect as far as your day to day? Were you thinking about more often, having to wear a cap more often? What went on?
Every day.
I mean, it's got to be a driving factor to want to do something as drastic as this.
Yes, because every day you look in the mirror and you wishing you had hair. You wishing you can have thick hair, and then that bald cap comes on. Like I wouldn't leave the house. There was times where I honestly was supposed to go, out to go meet some friends or something like that. And Nick, I tell you, like I'd look in the mirror and my hair, because there's a certain way I'd try to make my hair thicker. And if it didn't work right, I wouldn't go. I'd feel depressed.
Did anything ever happen while you're out? The wind blew wrong. You're like, you know what? I'm calling it a night, or anything of that nature.
I wouldn't say that, because if I was going outside and when I knew the wind was blowing, I was wearing a hat. But if it was going inside, it's almost like you feel a little bit more safer. And then with dark lights, I felt a lot more safer because guess what? People couldn't see you. But if it was like just walking outside in the daytime, no, absolutely not. I had to have a cap on, or I wasn't going anywhere.
Yeah. Well, I know you worked in the river all the time. You're always out on a boat. Wind's constantly blowing. How's it feel to let the hair run through, the wind blow through your hair?
Well, I did have, before I cut it, and I know it looks like Elvis right now, but I did let it get long, and I felt kind of like Fabio, just joking. But actually, I let it just go through. It was a little longer, like the bangs were longer, and I would take my hard hat off while I was on a boat and just, and you know, I ride with a bunch of coworkers,
Right.
and they're like, "Man, your hair looks good." You know, some of them do, you know. So it's a good feeling. It really is.
Yeah.
Definitely brings your confidence up.
Hey, you hanging your head out the window like a dog?
Yeah, all the time. I drive like Ace Ventura. No, I'm just joking, but you can. And look, man, it's totally fine. You're like, oh man, it's so awesome. Your hair's not gonna fall out, nothing like that. It's because some people ask me that. They're like, man, what if you're in a boat ride and you know, you take your hat off or something and it blows out? I was like, no, that's only if you have a toupee on or something like that. I can see that happen with that, be flipping, you know, but no.
Good, man. Well, so it's been a huge confidence booster for you over the years. You're coming back for a touch-up procedure. I know we're working the same location. Roughly, we're just filling a little bit in the front. What's going on this time? What's bothering you?
Just the left side. Just to be a little bit of like a touch-up, probably maybe a few hundred grafts, probably. Nothing big like the first one, you know. And that's just because, you know, I mean, I'm just being a little technical. You know, just for me personally, just wanted to strengthen it up a little bit. That's about it.
All right. Did you lose some native hair or some grafts over the years? I know it's been 6 years since we've seen you.
I definitely lost whatever I had in that spot because I wasn't doing a daily maintenance like I should. You would think I wouldn't, and I should. And so I think I lost some of just the natural hair that was still left, that I had left. Wasn't much. Obviously, but maybe a little bit of transplant, but I think it's more of the natural hair that I had left.
Yeah. Oh, so it's a good point that, you know, while transplants will last you a long period of time, it's not going to slow down future progression of hair loss of your native hair.
Yeah.
It's always good to get on something.
Right.
But it sounds like a cakewalk. I know you want to do a little bit of beard too.
Yeah, I just want to do a little bit of a touch-up. I got burnt when I was younger, and I got a couple little spots, and would like to thicken up my sideburns a little bit. And, you know, I heard Dr. Cole does beard transplants, so why not?
Yeah, it'd be a cakewalk. What are you thinking, 10 here? We're going to take from down here, throw it up here? You on board with that game plan?
Yeah, I just wanted to thicken up the sideburns a little bit, and I got like 2 little spots where I don't have hair because of that. And just on the sides, a little bit of the sideburn too, and that's about it.
Good deal. Well, that's going to be easy. So tell me, what do your friends and family think of your results?
I mean, most of them would say, you know, like everybody says, is it real? They actually, is it real? Like probably 100 times before they finally catch it. It's like, because, you know, I guess from all the old ways. And well, you know, like now people still get the toupees and stuff like that, which, you know, everybody's different, to each his own. But so my mom couldn't get over, like, she's like, I still can't believe it's real. I'm like, Mom, as many times as tell, they take it from back here and they put it in the front. It's kind of like, you know, planting a plant or something, like in the garden or something like that, you know, just moving it and digging another hole, you know, or making another hole. And she's just like in awe, like, it's real, and she's touching it and stuff like that. So it's crazy. But all my brothers, you know, they say it's good. They have full head of hair. They're all older, and unfortunately, me and my next brother, I have 4 brothers, and me and my next brother had the same hair loss. He just shaves his head, but my older brothers have a full head of hair. So they're more or less like, man, that's awesome that it worked. But they so used to having nice full head of hair. Doesn't really bother them too much.
Nice. Well, I think it looks pretty good, man.
Yeah, thank you.
I
think it looks pretty good myself.
You want to comb through it real quick?
Oh,
Let them
yeah.
see what you're working with.
I'll pull it back.
Is it real? Are you sure you're not wearing a toupee?
Nope. Can't do that with a
You
toupee.
can't.
It might come unless you got some good glue.
Oh yeah, it's stuck in there. It's not coming anywhere.
Now I look like a rock star. Yeah. There's a guitar.
Oh yeah, well, we were just talking about you looking like James Dean, right? You just did a photo shoot.
Yeah. So the photographer made me put this long jacket on, and he took a couple pictures. You know, obviously he's looking at the hair and different angles and stuff like that. And it made me like look to the side. I was like, man, if I had a cigarette, I'd look like James Dean or somebody. And he goes, dude, you look like him. I was like, jeez. Yeah, but it was fun, man. It was a good experience.
Is he part of the Rat Pack?
Oh
Is he?
no.
No?
I don't think so. I think he was a movie star.
Right.
he was a cool guy. I have to say that. He was a pretty cool dude. But I think he died in like a car wreck or something like that when he was younger, at a young age. But anyway, he had really nice hair. But you know, so yeah, I think that's what happened with that.
Yeah, well, at the end of the day, I'd say it's fair to say hair's a game changer and change your life for the better. It changed countless others. Some people it doesn't bother, but the ones it does, it's important to get done right the first time. Otherwise, it's just terrible to go through that experience.
Right. It's like an uphill battle.
Right.
And also, Nick, you know, I just wanted to let people know out there is you can dye your hair too. After a transplant, you can dye hair. My hair's dyed. So naturally, I have the salt and pepper look.
Right.
You know, I'm 46. So I wanted to show people I colored my hair. So you can color your hair and everything. And I don't think it did anything. It didn't fry it or nothing.
Yeah, good. What about as far as appearance goes? I know hair makes us a little bit younger. Now, if you're on Tinder, did you edit your age on Tinder?
I would definitely edit the whole picture. Not just the age. I would edit the whole picture. It wouldn't even be me with a big old half bald head. Look like Homer Simpson. No, but yeah, so you know, it just brings your confidence level to, you know, through the roof.
Right.
You know, no matter what age. You know, young guy, older guy, you know, because I mean, you know as well as me, I've had a couple guys who called me and was so excited to get a hair transplant. They're 60s, 70s or whatever, you know, all the way down to a guy in his mid-20s or early 20s, depending on. Now, I know it depends on, they don't really want to do a transplant until they're a certain age, right?
24 is the ideal age.
Okay.
Just because we want it to stabilize. But I've got guys that have been on Propecia since they're like 16.
Oh,
and,
wow.
you know, it hasn't regressed. They just had a really aggressive hair loss between like 17 and
16.
18. And then maybe around 22, it hasn't progressed much since then, and they start banging on the door, and we just look at their previous history and like, we go over, it's risky, but can it be done? Yeah, but we need to stay conservative when we do
Right.
it. Just be on the safe side.
And that's awesome to at least give the options. That's the whole thing. Not just to say, yeah, come on in, we'll take care of you.
Right.
That's what a lot of people do, unfortunately.
First, a 22-year-old never seen before starts banging down the door. Whoa, there, buddy.
Yeah.
We got
Slow it down.
History.
Yeah. Slow it down. And like I said, everybody's different, you know, but it's definitely a confidence booster. I mean, we're talking years, 10, 15 years. I was dealing with it hiding under a hat.
Right. Yeah. This is all.
And that was my late
tough.
20s to all my 30s. And now I was 39 when I first came to see Dr. Cole, actually, right? Pretty much my 40th birthday. And 40's been awesome.
Yeah, you're a lot more photogenic. I mean, were you posting photos as much as you do now?
Back then, if I put any photos on, I had a hat on.
Right. Yeah, now I see like, it's real.
Have fun with it.
Know what you're gonna ask? It's real.
Right, yeah. I know it. I already know. It's real. No, but it's fun, man. It really is. It does, you know, brings you confidence. Whatever pictures, like I took some pictures with my son, and I went back 10 years ago. Every picture I had with my kid, you know, I had a hat on. I had a hat on. And then now I have some with, you know, it's just nice to like, all right, yeah, come here, man, and just grab him up real quick, and before I say, hey, let me go find a hat. So that's nice.
Yeah. Good. Man.
So in different aspects of your life, I don't want to say in all, but I mean mostly. Well, in a lot of aspects, it's definitely brought my confidence through the roof.
Good.
I wouldn't be joking around and stuff like that. Like honestly, like if I met you or something like that, and you know, you just kind of asked me about it, and if you noticed I had hair loss or something, you probably wouldn't because I'd be hidden. But if you would have asked me, it would have killed me the whole day.
Right.
I wouldn't let you know, but I'd go home and want to hide.
Right.
Because you'd be like, man, you got some balding going up there, and that's a killer right there.
Right.
You know.
I know. I remember that I was listening to here, and I'd walk in that surgery room every day. Being in a surgery clinic every day, there's always a comment. There's no way I was getting around it.
Yeah.
One of the surgery techs, when are we gonna do your hair?
Yeah, it was
You know,
good
you
though,
started
man.
then. Now it looks good.
Yeah, it looks
now
good.
It looks good. But before I did something about it, it was every day. You know, you're really starting to thin out.
Well, you know, and you know what's funny is because they work obviously in the hair
Right.
clinic. You're in the hair clinic.
Right.
You walk in there. You're like, I work here, and you know they're like,
Or you do a consultation with the patient. When are you gonna get it done?
right.
I'm not old enough.
I'm not old enough yet, man. I will. Just you know,
Patience.
patience. No, that's
Let's
pretty cool.
stabilize.
Right.
Good deal, man. I'm glad you came. I know we got a big day tomorrow. Starting at 8 a.m. It's close to midnight now. No sleep doesn't play a major factor in the transplant. So if you want to fly in, catch the red eye, and do it the next day, we can get it done, no problem. I know you're not supposed. They say don't drink caffeine, but you're already at it with a Diet Coke.
Yeah, you know, I think Dr. Cole can handle it.
It's a small case.
It's just a touch up.
Yeah.
Just drink water if you go over 1,500.
Good deal, man. Let's call, man. Thanks for coming and
Appreciate
good luck
it, man.
tomorrow. We'll see you.
Thank
See
you.
you then.